What's up, jet ski fans? Welcome to another Joel Arsenault YouTube video. In this one, we are headed to a top secret test facility. I will be testing out the X2 with Dustin and his son. Dustin has a SRX 800 and a SJ 550 that we did a little bit of porting on this past winter. So we're gonna get out on the lake and have some fun. Quite honestly, with all the struggles that I've had with the X2 this year, I just want to get out and do some riding, so this is not going to be an in-depth test and tune video. I do plan on getting it out a little bit later, but this video is just going to be me out kind of cruising around. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, continue watching. Before we get into the video, I wanted to not shout out, but commend Royal Distributing for coming good on the warranty on their product. Those of you who follow me on Patreon will know that I have got a new battery from Royal Distributing. So this is the battery that was in my X2 last year. I used it a few times and it, well, you can see it split open, it bubbled up, and it's not taking a charge anymore. I contacted them and assumed that they were going to tell me to get bent, but they sent me a brand new battery absolutely free of charge, didn't charge me shipping or anything. So that is really good. It's really easy to talk trash about companies when they don't do a good job, but I think it's very important also to point out when companies do what they should. So this is not an endorsement for this product. It might be garbage, but they sent me a new one, so good on them. Royal Distributing, I should point out, is not a jet ski specific company. They mostly do off-road stuff, motorcycles, whatever. So take it as you will. Now let's get into the video. Sunglasses on, because I for some reason brought them out here.
It's firing on one side.
Yeah. At this point, I was idling along through the no-wake zone, trying to get a feel for what was going to happen when I finally pulled the throttle and opened this thing up. Those of you who have seen my previous videos will know I've had quite the struggle with this thing over the past few weeks, so let's hope that it works. official speed run on the 550, and we didn't line it up against anything else to see how quick it was, but from what I could tell, it was working really well after Dustin did the porting and engine rebuild on it this past winter. Maybe later this year or some other time, we can do an official speed run, see what the speed is like on it, and maybe line it up against the X2 to see what wins. Like Dustin is my good luck charm. He gave me some tips on adjusting my carburetors. Said that it sounded a little bit rich, so I've tweaked the adjustments on the carb and it sounds like it's ripping pretty good. My battery's at 13%, so you guys aren't going to see all of the fun that we're going to have today, so you'll just have to trust me. Well, you've probably seen them where I was like, yeah, my GoPro lost that clip.
That clip is in every one of your videos. Oh, my GoPro lost a bunch of footage here.
Like, it actually started, the clip starts with audio, and then it goes, and then it just, no audio, and then at the end there's like a couple little blips or whatever. But anyway, let's just have some fun. I forgot to fasten my seat. It wouldn't be a Joel Earth and O video if everything just went right now, would it? All right. I richened it up just before we went out, and it's a little bit too much. I just moved them like a slight bit. Yeah. So that probably means that that. Right on the line of being too rich. So if I mess with it all day, which I'm not gonna do today, especially just after a fresh rebuild where it needs to be broken in. But yeah, I'm not gonna.
Fucking rough out there, holy crap.
Yeah, especially on that.
When I took off, I went straight into it.
Picking up on that, but the X2 is clearly not working properly. It sounds like it's running really rich even though I've been leaning it out. We will find out what the cause of this problem is just a little later on in the video. I know I said I wasn't going to play with it all day, but it is definitely still rich. So I'm going to slowly lean it out. tinkering with the carburetors for quite some time, I finally figured out that the issue was actually that I was having a water leak inside of the hull. By this time I was so frustrated with it that I actually didn't do any more tuning, so it's running a little bit rich. Let's go get my sunglasses because I forgot them on the other side of the lake. It's been a bit of an adventure. I wasn't able to film most of it because my GoPro battery is almost dead, but yeah, we've had some issues with the X2. I had some water issues. The bolt on the exhaust came out. I also had the plug for the flush kit fall out and fill the hull full of water. I'm coming over to get my sunglasses. I forgot over here where we were doing some testing earlier. And Dustin's jet ski, the 550, I think the starter motor went on it, so all kinds of drama. But again, I didn't film any of it. So back over, the battery's probably gonna die any second now. The X2 had a few bugs. The carburetor adjustment was off, but that was the least of my problems. I lost a bolt out of the exhaust. Actually, I didn't lose it. It almost fell out twice, but found it and screwed it back in. And the water fitting for the, what do you call it? Oh, there is the exit. The, what do you call that thing? The flush kit, or where you flush the jet ski out. The little cap popped off twice on me and filled the hole with water. And so that made tuning it really difficult because I would make an adjustment and then water would spray into the carburetors, and I thought that it was working poorly because of my adjusting. I actually quite oddly did have it shut off. I kind of forgot until I'm recording this, but I actually did have it shut off like it was doing last year, just like somebody hit the kill switch, which is freaky because, well, I've got a new CDI, different stator, and a different trigger coil, so none of the electronics are the same. The only thing that could be the same is the kill switch. And I think at some point I actually did replace the kill switch. So anyway, at the end of it, it was running pretty good, but rich. And so, yeah, Dustin's ski, the starter went, we think. It ended up melting the starter wire. And I'm trying to figure out how to get out of here. I don't know if this is one-way traffic. No. Anyway, it was a quite successful day, I would say, because I didn't blow up my engine and it was tuned well enough that I could actually ride it. So that is success. It is currently 11:22 p.m. I just arrived home. I got the X2 unloaded and that's as far as I've made it. I haven't unloaded any of my camera gear or my wetsuit or any of that stuff, but it's late, so I'm going to wait until tomorrow to do that. I just wanted to film a clip to say that I am very happy with the way the X2 worked today, and glad that I got to hang out with Dustin and his son. Oh yes, I didn't mention it to anybody, even Dustin or his son, and I haven't mentioned it to you guys yet, but the water filter bracket that I came up with that I thought was so clever, well, it snapped off. It looks like I'm going to have to build something that actually attaches to the hull because the engine vibrates around too much. I'm going to have to put some Loctite on the exhaust bolts and check a few things, make sure nothing's falling off, and I might actually, I don't know, maybe I'll machine a head tomorrow and try bumping the compression up some. The X2 is holding its reputation for pulling like an absolute beast. It sounds incredible. It handles really well. Dustin's son got to try it and he was pretty blown away by it. Dustin got to try it as well, so it did work well enough that I trusted, trusted that it wouldn't let other people down. Well, as much as going like 100 feet anyway. That's gonna do it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please remember to leave a thumbs up. That's gonna do it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, remember to leave a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this nonsense, be sure to subscribe. In the last clip, I talked about machining a head, and at that time I was talking about simply decking an OEM head to bump the compression up a little bit. Since then, I've decided to go a little bit more extreme. Those of you who follow me on Patreon will already know what that's all about, and you guys will find out about it here pretty quickly, but I plan on releasing one more ride video before that is out. I'm also going to be releasing a tool build video on my Lowered Expectations channel where I show the build process of a tool that I am going to use to make the cylinder head that will be put on the X2. So if you want to see that, feel free to go check it out. If you want to support me on Patreon, there is a link in the description below. And if you guys have noticed, maybe, there is no more Mini sitting here in the corner, so that gives me more room for activities and more money for more tools. That is going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.